And that is how you make some of the best no egg chocolate chip cookies you'll ever have. For this recipe, we're going to use 1 pound of unsalted butter, 1 pound of brown sugar, 1.5 pounds of chocolate chips, 4 ounces of sugar, 1.5 pounds of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and a 1/4 cup flaxseed pre-ground mixed with 1 cup of water. I like to weigh my flour out in the bowl. Put the bowl on your scale, zero it out, then add how much you need. In this case, 1.5 pounds. Next, we're going to add the rest of the dry ingredients, except the sugar. Be sure to spread them out. Don't just dump them in the middle. If you do dump them in the middle, just grab a whisk and give it a couple whisks and get it stirred in there real good. You do not need a KitchenAid for this one. You can do it by hand, but I have one, so I'm going to use it. First, we want to add in all 4 sticks of butter. Then we want to add in our brown sugar and our regular sugar. Now you're going to either turn your mixer on or start mixing, preferably with a wooden spoon if you have one, and keep going until it's completely incorporated. Then we're going to add in our flaxseed mix, which you can see right here. It's been sitting together for about an hour in the refrigerator. You want it to be thick like that, kind of remind you of the texture of eggs. Now we're going to add in our vanilla and then all of the dry ingredients that we mixed together earlier. We're going to let it run for a couple seconds till it looks well incorporated, like, you know, cookie dough should. Then once it's completely incorporated, and give them about 20 seconds to mix in. It shouldn't take very long. Once everything's mixed in, we're going to grab a spatula, get it all off your paddle, get it all off the sides of the bowl, get it all pushed down smooth as you can across the top. Then we're going to wrap it tight with some plastic wrap and put it in the refrigerator for at least an hour. Overnight's fine too, but you want it to chill for at least an hour. Next, we're going to take our baking pans and line them with some parchment paper, as you see here. This recipe works better if you don't spray the cookie sheet and you use parchment paper, because we're actually going to pull the parchment paper off of the cookie sheet later. Now we're going to start scooping them out around 1.5 tablespoons, as you can see with the scoop I'm using here. If you don't have a scoop, any spoon you have around the house or your fingers or whatever, it'll work fine. It'll just, depending on how big you make them, you'll need to cook them longer or less time. It's really not crucial they be the size here. I just like this size because it's a nice size cookie. Depending on your pan, your oven, and all kinds of other factors, it's going to take about 12 to 20 minutes at 350, depending on your oven, what kind of pan you use, etc. Once you do pull them out, though, as I'm doing here, you're going to want to pull them off the cookie sheet, which can take some practice getting used to, but trust me, the cookies are worth it. You'll get a better cookie, they won't keep cooking on the pan, they won't burn a little bit, and they're ready to eat almost immediately because they cool down way faster because they're not on the pan.